Today we're talking about boost your energy and productivity. But have you ever considered that something as simple as aligning your calendar with your body clock can actually impact your productivity? Well, today we'll delve into this fascinating relationship between our natural rhythm, body's rhythm, and productivity from the perspective of cutting edge Western medicine and also the wisdom of ancient Eastern medicine. At the end, we all will walk away with three simple steps that we can all take right now towards a more productive and energetic day. So let's get started. I want to start by understanding what our body clock really does. Why is it so important? Our bodies are designed to follow a natural rhythm, and this rhythm is often known as the circadian rhythm. This is our internal body clock. And the reason why it's important because it dictates not just when we feel tired or alert, it actually regulates important bodily function from digestion to hormone production, metabolism, everything. So the way I think about it, we're just not the same person at 9 a.m. versus 9 p.m. That's because our circadian rhythm is prioritizing different tasks depending on what time of the day it is. There is actually an ideal time to play, to work, to eat, to sleep, and everything in between. So, if we understand what these ideal times are, we can get so much more out of our day. When we work against our body and this internal body clock, the day seems to just drag on. It seems like we're swimming upstream. On the other hand, if we align our schedule with our body clock, we can tap into the natural peaks and valleys of energy while enhancing our productivity in the process. It's all about working smarter, not harder. So let's see what the latest research is talking about this topic. In 2017, three researchers received a Nobel Prize in medicine for their work in this brand new field called chronobiology. What chronobiology really means is chrono, time, and biology, how the internal body clock is affecting everything that goes on in our body. So, the cutting edge research is continuously unveiling the profound influence the circadian rhythm has on our health and our productivity. For instance, a recent study published in the Journal of Scientific Reports reveals that individuals who align their activities with their internal body clock tend to have much healthier patterns of the stress hormone called cortisol. And we know cortisol is the root cause of so many diseases that we see. Another groundbreaking study in the Journal of Biological Rhythm suggests that night owls, people who naturally are inclined to stay up late, may experience decreased productivity because they're forced to conform to a traditional 9 to 5 schedule. These are just a few glimpses into the exciting world of chronobiology, which demonstrate that synchronizing our lifestyle with our body clock isn't just for the textbooks. It's actually a science-backed strategy for optimal health and productivity. So it comes at no surprise that in my upcoming book, Intentional Health, I've dedicated the first chapter to this topic. In my book and my practice, I combine the best of Western medicine and Eastern medicine. Now that we know what Western medicine is saying, let's figure out what Eastern medicine has been saying. So chronobiology might be the buzzword in the scientific community nowadays, but the concept of hacking your internal body clock to optimize your health and productivity is as old as time itself. In the realm of traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine, which is traditional Indian medicine, the day is divided into distinct segments, and each segment corresponds with a certain meridian or something called dosha, which we'll talk about, or specific organs, right? So this knowledge guides the ideal timings from various activities, from when is the perfect time to eat your meals, from sleep to work, relaxation, and even what's the best time to have sex. For example, in traditional Chinese medicine, the hours between 5 and 7 a.m. are the time when the large intestine meridian is the most active. So this is the perfect time to wake up and have a healthy bowel movement. After that comes the time for your stomach meridian between 7 and 9 a.m., making it the perfect time to indulge in some oatmeal or maybe some avocado toast. So that's the perfect time to eat your breakfast and nourish your stomach. And right after that comes, drumroll, the golden hour of productivity between 9 and 11, according to Chinese medicine. That is the time when our spleen meridian is the most active. And the spleen meridian is responsible for taking the food that the stomach just ate and converting that into energy. So these are the hours, the golden hours, when our productivity is at its peak, our energy levels are at its peak. So if we really align our Zoom meeting schedule or our day schedule around those productivity hours, we're going to get so much more out of our day. And it's also earlier in the day. So let's get the work done. So according to Ayurveda, the same concept follows. Something called doshas, which is similar to meridians. There's something called pitta dosha, which is most active at that time. And pitta dosha is responsible for concentration and productivity. So the time, couple of hours right before your lunchtime, according to Ayurveda, is when you should be doing all your most important work for the day, because that's when your concentration, your productivity at its highest. Because we all know what happens after we eat lunch. There's just not going to be any important work being done, let's just say, when we're in a food coma. So now that we know that this holistic understanding of our daily rhythms underscores the importance of tailoring our lifestyle choices to our body clock, not just for productivity, but optimal well-being. And this is a principle that both Eastern and Western medicine can finally agree on. Now that we know what the science has to say, what the ancient wisdom has to say, let's figure out how we're going to put this information into our day-to-day life. Number one thing. So step one is prioritizing your sleep, because it's no secret that quality sleep is essential for overall well-being. However, it also plays a crucial role in our productivity, because a good night's sleep helps restore energy, enhance cognitive brain function, and improves your concentration and memory. So you can optimize your performance during waking hours by making sure you're getting your shut-eye at least 7 to 8 hours and practicing good sleep hygiene, such as maintaining a consistent sleep schedule and avoiding those screens and creating a relaxing bedtime ritual. There's nothing more important than a good night rest when it comes to synchronizing your circadian rhythm. And we've all experienced what happens when we don't get enough rest. We're more forgetful, tired, and let's admit it, more cranky. And no one wants to be around anyone who's cranky and hasn't got enough sleep. So step two, right after your good night's sleep, we have to prioritize fueling our body, fueling our brain most importantly. Because to be productive, we need our brain to be working properly. And for our brain to work properly, it needs food, it needs energy. That is why timing of meals can significantly impact how our energy levels are and what our productivity is. So when it comes to getting the most out of your 10 to 12 hour to 2-hour window, we need to make sure that in order to power our brain to get all that work done between the 10 and 12 window, we need to feed it a healthy, nutritious breakfast. Because a healthy, nutritious breakfast that has the right amount of carbs, right amount of protein, some fiber, and healthy fats is going to sustain our energy, not just through the morning, but throughout the day. And even though our brain is only 5% of our body weight, it actually uses up 20% of the energy. So you might feel like you're sitting right in front of the computer all day, you're not exercising, so why do you need all these calories? Even though you might be sitting in a chair in front of a computer, your brain is so active and it needs energy. It needs your blood sugar to be maintained. It needs all the healthy proteins, the fat, the sugar, the fiber. It needs all of that to function properly. So let's aim for a balanced breakfast that includes protein, carbs, fat, fiber. So our blood sugar stabilizes, our brain is happy, and we don't get hangry. So it's important to nourish your body properly so that we avoid those energy crashes later in the afternoon and still maintain our productivity. So we got to get the good night's sleep, and then we have to eat a healthy breakfast to make the most out of those golden hours of productivity. But there is something more to this whole conversation. So let's take a pause here and talk about productivity. Why do we want to be more productive? Why do we want more energy throughout the day? Is it just so we can please our bosses and do really well at work? Yes, that could be important to a lot of us. But there's so much more to our life than just the 9 to 5 hours, right? When it comes to productivity, it's not just about performing well at work. It's about finding time to do things that are most meaningful for you. If you can get your work done within those hours and within that 9 to 5 window, you don't have to bring your work to home, right? By being productive throughout the day, through those peak hours in the day, you can actually set aside more time and more energy to do things that mean the most to you. It's not just about clocking in and out. It's not about just Zoom meetings or emails. It's about understanding what is important to me, what brings me sense of joy and purpose in life. What are things that I like to do? What are things that I want to spend my precious energy and time on? So, being productive and making good use of our energy in a strategic way can allow us to pursue things that really are meaningful to us. Because what ends up happening if we're not productive is we prioritize work and work and work, right? And we sacrifice ourselves, our self care, our mental health, our social life, our meaningful relationships, just so to keep our bosses happy. But that is why we're talking about enhancing your productivity and your energy so you have more time to do things that bring you joy, that bring you happiness, that bring you serenity and excitement. So prioritizing those things in your day just as much as you do work is important when it comes to just conserving and respecting your life, right? So let's talk about productivity in that way. And there are a couple other tips I want to share with you. So get a good night rest, eat your breakfast, a balanced breakfast, not a donut, and don't overdo on coffee either. And the third thing I want you to think about is understand and listen to your body. I want you to go through your day and realize what are the hours in the day that you feel the most energized? What are the hours in the day when you're most productive? And protect those hours. We often make this mistake is that in the morning or certain times when we're most productive, that's when we're pulled in all different directions, right? We're expected to go to this meeting or answer this email or run an errand or do this or that, and we get distracted and we lose our peak productivity. So, for instance, let's say you got a good night's sleep, you ate your healthy breakfast, and now you're ready to get some work done. It's 9 o'clock, you log in, you answer some emails, and make a plan for the rest of the day. You prioritize the things that are most important to you and get those done within the hours of 9 to 11, and protect that time. Protect that time to actually get the work done earlier in the day, and keep those boring meetings and other things that don't really need your full brain power. They can wait to be done after lunchtime. So prioritizing your day, designing your day to make the most out of your productive hours earlier in the day is also a bonus, right? So by before lunchtime, you've gotten most of your work done, you're feeling good about yourself. So when the afternoon comes around, you're not stressed. You're keeping your stress levels down and your energy levels up. So it's finding that balance between being productive, conserving your energy. So when you get home after your long day of work, you have time to exercise, to eat a healthy meal, to spend time with your loved ones, to read that book, to enjoy that TV show you've been meaning to watch. Because I want you to be productive so you have more time for yourself and things that matter the most to you. So that's what we're going to do from now on. We're going to prioritize our tasks. We're going to get a good night rest. We're going to eat a healthy breakfast and protect those hours when we're most productive. So get to know your body, understand when it is most productive, and respect that. 9 to 5 is not for everyone. Identify those 2 hours that work best for you. To further enhance your productivity, consider implementing some of these techniques that we talked about: blocking time, prioritizing tasks, and managing some of the distractions. So let's recap. We're going to set the tone for our day the night before by getting a good night's sleep. We're going to eat a healthy, balanced breakfast. We're not going to skip the breakfast. We're not going to eat garbage first thing in the day. Our brain deserves better. Our brain needs energy. So that's what we're going to focus on. And when it comes to our golden hours of productivity, we're going to set targets. We're setting goals. We're prioritizing tasks and getting those things done. So, in a world that values productivity, it's crucial to understand the power of syncing your calendar with your body clock. By aligning your work schedule and your natural rhythms and prioritizing sleep, a balanced diet, and productivity, and prioritizing things that mean the most to you, you're doing so much more for not just your busy workday, but also for your overall health. Because remember, productivity is not just about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's embracing the power of syncing your calendar, your body clock, so you can do things that are most meaningful to you. That's what it's all about. Thanks for listening.